A sudden memory splits the quiet room, a copper kettle cooling in the gloom. You always said the hardest part was right before the dawn, when every familiar shadow seems withdrawn. I touched the cedar table where you used to write, and trust the unseen morning to correct the night. Old brass lanterns cast a steady line, proving patience was your favorite sign. Through heavy fog and miles of railroad track, you gave a promise that would never turn back. The parlor clock is ticking past its prime. It never learned to bargain with the time. I put the kettle back upon the iron grate and practice how to simply sit and wait. I touched the cedar table where you used to write, and just the unseen morning to correct the night. Old brass lanterns cast a steady line, proving patience was your favorite sign. Through heavy fog and miles of railroad track, you gave a promise that would never turn back. Some folks need a sign written in the sky to know which way the heavy clouds will fly. I just need the memory of your steady hand to help me understand. Old brass lanterns cast a steady line, proving patience was your favorite sign. Through heavy fog and miles of railroad track, you gave a promise that would never turn back. The water boils and steam begins to rise. I look across the room with clear eyes. The door is unlocked and the porch light is bright. I know you are coming home tonight. The weight of the chair tells you how the years lean, while you pace the floorboards of 23, holding every doubt like a heavy stone, scared to death of walking the road alone. I am sitting right here where you tried to hide, watching you stumble with foolish pride, wishing I could reach through the ticking clock to tell you that the door has a sturdy lock. You think the storm will never pass the hill, yet every single night the wind stands still. Trust the clumsy hours when your knees grow weak. There is quiet gold in the words you seek. Keep your lamp fed the tears you shed, resting easy pillow underneath your head. Every single stumble was a stepping stone, leading you to where you are not alone. Look at how the shadows turn to morning light. You will be forgiven for the endless fight. So drop the heavy burden from your tired hand. You are turning slowly into who you planned. Close the envelope and let the past depart. I am sending courage straight to your young heart.
A solitary hum cuts through the silent den. I picture us at 80 in a house of Wren. You will reach for glasses that you left behind, and I will find the keys that slipped your mind. Years will turn the pages soft and slow, showing us the path we dare to go. We will sit on benches made of weathered pine, watching autumn shadows cross the garden line. No one else can know the road we chose to tread, trusting in the quiet words we left unsaid. I see us folding laundry by the radio, talking of the places that we used to know. Your hand will find mine beneath the cotton shawl, steadfast as the ivy climbing up the wall. We will sit on benches made of weathered pine, watching autumn shadows cross the garden line. No one else can know the road we chose to tread, trusting in the quiet words we left unsaid. Even when the evening brings a sudden chill, I know we will hold each other still. That future day will meet us just the same, when neither of us has to speak a name. What you told me yesterday stayed in the hall, while the grandfather clock counted down to the fall. A stray thread is hanging from the corner of the rug, and the kettle left a circle where it sat on the mug.
watched the sparrow land upon the rusted iron fence. Then it pecked twice at the berries gone dense. The calendar still shows the Tuesday of last week, with a grease pencil mark cutting right through the peak. Small things add up when the floorboards complain. Every time a heavy truck rattles down the lane. Trust is a broom left standing by the back screen, sweeping up the dust that nobody has seen. It is the loaf of bread cut thick upon the board, with the heel saved apart like a quiet reward. Your reading glasses folded flat beside the lamp, while the evening air turns the window pane damp. The blue tin of mints rattles half on the shelf, and the milk bottle sits by itself. We do not need a sign written in the sky to know which way the chimney smoke will fly. Trust is a broom left standing by the back screen, sweeping up the dust that nobody has seen. It is the loaf of bread cut thick upon the board, with the heel saved apart like a quiet reward. I locked the front bolt just the way that you said, and turned down the quilt at the foot of the bed. The corduroy cuff brushed against my palm, a heavy green wool from 50 years back. We walk through the garden in evening calm, along the low stone where the ivy crept slack. You looked at the sky and you said it would hold, though clouds gathered dark and the wind turned cold. I held to your sleeve when the avenue shook, and anchored my heart to the way that you looked. When promises frayed like the hem on a coat, you kept every word that you wrote. The buttons were bone with a polished edge. You sewed them on tight with a double back thread. We sat on the bench by the old private hedge and talked of the future with nothing to dread. The world has grown quiet, the pavement is gray, yet everything real that you promised me stays. I held to your sleeve when the avenue shook, and anchored my heart to the way that you looked. When promises frayed like the hem on a coat, You kept every word that you wrote. Seasons will turn and the fabric will wear, leaving a shape in the wooden armchair. I still feel your hand on the cold winter stair, and nothing can take that away. The coat is put by in the cedar wood chest, and I know in my bones that your promise was best. I fold up the green wool and lay it to rest, believing the words you express. A painted tin sits by the telephone. It holds 5 marbles, smooth and chipped with age. I turn them round until the metal rings, a quiet sound upon a quiet stage. People talk of anchors in the gale. I'd never needed ropes to keep my soul. I held a promise in my open hand when every border shifted in the sand. You stayed beside the unpaved alley wall and let the world around us tumble and fall. The calendar still hangs from 1964. The faded numbers curl against the wall. Nobody calls to ask about the weather now. We watch the early autumn shadows fall. Some folks need a written guarantee to keep their footing on a sloping floor. I held a promise in my open hand when every border shifted in the sand. You stayed beside the unpaved alley wall and let the world around us tumble and fall. Time is not a river rushing fast. It is a drawer of things we held so tight. A simple glance across a crowded room that keeps the frost from settling for the night. I held a promise in my open hand when every border shifted in the sand. You stayed beside the unpaved alley wall and let the world around us tumble and fall. The marbles rest back in their metal bed. I lock the latch and turn the lamp down low. The night is quiet no other place we need to go. A copper bell swings hard against the glass above the baker's doorway in the rain. We watch the neighborhood slowly pass with silver pennies pressed against the pane. You said the winter never lasts too long if someone waits to share the heavy song. The floorboards creak beneath our winter shoes. The steam rises up from porcelain cups. We had so very little left to lose, except the way the evening settles up. I put my trust in how your breathing stayed through every crooked bargain that we made. When the street lamp flickers and turns blue, I lean my quiet shoulder into you. No promises were carved in heavy stone, yet neither of us ever walked alone. The simple proof is sitting right beside where 40 years of weather went to hide. Your fingers trace the rim of chipped white delf, while shadows lengthen down the corridor. You kept the better portions for yourself, then handed me the half that mattered more. I heard the neighborhood clock strike the hour and watched the petals drop from paper flower. When the street lamp flickers and turns blue, I lean my quiet shoulder into you. No promises were carved in heavy stone, yet neither of us ever walked alone. The simple proof is sitting right beside where 40 years of weather went to hide. The copper bell is quiet on the latch. We found the steady time we tried to catch. So hold the lantern higher by the door, because we do not need to look for more. The smell of boiling apples filled the narrow hall, where faded photographs of strangers hung on the wall. You walked the floorboards till they learned his steady tread, and whispered silent promises to what they read. She left her apron hanging by the heavy door, with 50 years of footsteps worn into the floor. He never doubted when the weather turned to gray. He kept a burning candle in the dark all day. He believed the anchor held when cables frayed apart. She trusted every rhythm of his steady heart. No storm could wash away the marks they carved in pine. They swore to keep the lamp lit down the lonely line. A neighbor brought a blanket when the frost came down to cover up the garden on the edge of town. He shook his head and smiled through glasses slipping low, expecting flowers soon as southern winds would blow. Seasons turn and rust the hinges on the gate. Some learn to wander and some learn to wait. He sat and watched the highway till the sun went down, and knew her footsteps sounded on the road to town. The kettle stopped its whistling on the iron stove. He held the final letter that they always wove. The kitchen shadow lengthened as the night drew in. He waited at the table where the stars begin. Beside the butter dish, and you ask me if I think the rain will hold. We are strangers sitting by the radiator's hiss, sharing stories that we never had been told. You touch the brim of your felt hat and look away, counting tiles upon the faded kitchen floor. I have walked alone since Tuesday of last May, and you haven't seen your quiet town before. Trust is a stranger who shares your dry toast, believing the words that matter the most. When the clock on the wall has nothing to say, a passing traveler keeps the dark away. the stranger who shared my floor. Which way did the penny roll beneath the floorboards today? While the kettle whistled soft and blew the steam away, I sat and watched the dust motes spinning in the beam of light, hoping for an answer that would set the heavy morning right. Nothing spoke, the silence stayed, just the tea leaves in the china cup. Trust is a heavy coat we button to the chin, worn through every winter storm that tries to let us in. It holds the shape of shoulders long gone from the hall, standing firm against the papered wall. Then I remembered how you tied your shoes with double knots, leaving muddy tracks across the garden's leafy plots. You never doubted summer would return after the frost, finding every little tool we thought we'd surely lost. Time goes turning wheel by wheel, keeping secrets in the wooden floor. Trust is a heavy coat we button to the chin, worn through every winter storm that tries to let us in. It holds the shape of shoulders long gone from the hall, standing firm against the papered wall. And maybe certainty is just a bird that flies too fast, leaving only feathers from the shadows of the past. I don't need to touch the wind to know it's blowing true, just like every promise that I made and kept with you. So let the penny hide beneath the timber and the nail. We can steer the cabin through without a compass or a sail. Trust is a heavy coat we button to the chin, worn through every winter storm that tries to let us in. It holds the shape of shoulders long gone from the hall, standing firm against the papered wall. The kettle stops its singing on the iron stove at last, and every steady heartbeat puts to rest the stormy past. We leave the door unlocked because the evening air is mild, and sleep like we were children when the world was undefiled. The weight of the chair stays heavy against the floor, while you stare at the cracks near the pantry door. You were counting the coins in a leather tin, wondering where the rough days are going to begin. There is bread going stale on the wooden board, and a promise you made that you could not afford. Your coat has a tear at the elbow seam, and you wake up afraid in the middle of a dream. Listen close to the ticking of the clock in the hall. It has seen every shadow that hits the wall. Trust the road when the gravel turns to clay. Keep your boots moving through the heavy gray. There is solid ground beneath your tired feet, even when the winter wind cuts down the street. I am writing this down from 40 winters ahead, sitting right in the spot where you wished you were dead. We survived every storm that you feared would fall, so hold on to your hat and don't doubt it all. Close the ledger and put out the reading light. Everything is going turn out right. Fold this letter and tuck it inside your coat. Keep your faith in the words that I wrote. The color of the light on the brick was slate and old. We sat upon the bench while the autumn air turned cold. You asked me if I thought the rain would ever cease to fall. I told you every drop is caught behind the garden wall. You turned your collar up against the sudden autumn breeze. A sparrow dropped its weight upon the maple overhead. We did not know each other when the clock struck 2:30, but now I find myself believing every word you said. Trust is a quiet hand that holds the wooden rail. When winter winds arrive and tear the canvas sail, we carry heavy names down every narrow lane and find a kindred soul inside the falling rain. Most folks would pass us by without a nod or turn of head. They count the heavy hours and wish they stayed in bed. But you had room to spare upon your wooden park bench seat, and shared your folded map with someone on the street. traffic light ahead has turned to steady red. We walk in separate ways with hope inside our head. I keep your parting words tucked safely in my coat, as if I held the anchor of a paper boat. Who can explain why the garden gate swings when the air is dead still? I trace the grain of the butter knife and stare at the empty sill. Decades have drifted like autumn smoke, leaving me here alone, talking to shadows that wear your coat in a house that has turned to stone. People keep saying that time heals all, but time is a thief in gray, stealing the sound of your heavy tread every single day. I hold on to faith like a rusty key tucked deep in a winter coat, though the river has risen and swept away every paper boat. You whispered low when the world was wide and true, and I keep my seat at the window frame, waiting for sight of you. Dust settles slow on the photograph taken back in '63. You wore a smile that could calm the storm, looking right back at me. Now the neighbors drop by with casseroles and pity behind their eyes, as if a quiet and faithful heart is something that needs advice. They pack up the attic and clean the yard, telling me I should rest. Keeping the faith is a stubborn thing, and stubbornness dies the last. I hold on to faith like a rusty key tucked deep in a winter coat, though the river has risen and swept away every paper boat. I lean on the promise you whispered low when the world was wide and true, and I keep my seat at the window frame, waiting for sight of you. The floorboards will pop and creak just like you are crossing the floor. I turn my head in the dark of night and look at the bedroom door. Nobody comes, but the feeling stays that you are not far away. That is the anchor that keeps me here through the gray of another day. So I will sit till the evening falls and the lamp begins to glow, holding the truth in my trembling hands that only our hearts can know. The kettle is whistling softly now, and the table is set for two, because I still believe in the vow I whispered across to you. The tweed of the sleeve felt heavy and warm against my bare arm on a Tuesday in spring. You buttoned the collar to keep out the storm and promised the winter had broken its sting. That rough little hem held firm to my hand when nothing else stayed in the shifting land. We walked past the bridge where the iron gate rusted. In every cold word you had spoken I trusted. The gravel was loose and the river ran deep. A promise made then is a hard thing to keep. I reached in the pocket and found what you left, a small metal button, the thread coming loose. The world had grown quiet, a little bit cleft, without any reason or bitter excuse. That rough little hem held firm to my hand when nothing else stayed in the shifting land. We walked past the bridge where the iron gate rusted. In every cold word you had spoken I trusted. The gravel was loose and the river ran deep. A promise made then is a hard thing to keep. Decades can fray like the wool on the cuff, but holding your hand was more than enough. The jacket is gone and the closet is bare, yet still I reach out for the sleeve that was there. I hold on to faith in the quiet and cold, believing the story we started of old. The copper hand points straight to 4:30. We are sitting right beside the wooden door. Your hair is silver now, just like mine. We made it safely through a long design. I see the days we planted in the ground. They grew up tall without a sudden sound. When the century turns and the porch light dims, we will sing together our favorite hymns. With your hand in mine through the closing door, we kept every promise we made before. The tea is cooling in the ceramic cup. We never needed luck to lift us up. We watched the neighborhood change its face, yet love remained in this exact same place. Some people doubted that we could stay through every stormy and bitter day, but time proven that faith holds fast, and what we started was built to last. When the century turns and the porch light dims, we will sing together our favorite hymns. With your hand in mine through the closing door, we kept every promise we made before. The clock ticks softly upon the pine, and I am glad that your life matched mine. We crossed the finish line side by side, with nothing hidden and naught to hide. A sudden memory splits the quiet room, a copper kettle cooling in the gloom. You always said the hardest part was right before the dawn, when every familiar shadow seems withdrawn. I touched the cedar table where you used to write, and trust the unseen morning to correct the night. Old brass lanterns cast a steady line, proving patience was your favorite sign. Through heavy fog and miles of railroad track, you gave a promise that would never turn back. The parlor clock is ticking past its prime. It never learned to bargain with the time. I put the kettle back upon the iron grate and practice how to simply sit and wait. I touch the cedar table where you used to write, and just the unseen morning to correct the night. Old brass lanterns cast a steady line, proving patience was your favorite sign. Through heavy fog and miles of railroad track, you gave a promise that would never turn back. Some folks need a sign written in the sky to know which way the heavy clouds will fly. the chair tells you how the years lean, while you pace the floorboards of 23, holding every doubt like a heavy stone, scared to death of walking the road alone. I am sitting right here where you tried to hide, watching you stumble with foolish pride, wishing I could reach through the ticking clock to tell you that the door has a sturdy lock. You think the storm will never pass the hill, yet every single night the wind stands still. Trust the clumsy hours when your knees grow weak. There is quiet gold in the words you seek. Keep your lantern burning through the frozen rain. Joy will find a doorway after all the pain. That old leather jacket will soon wear out, and time will sweep away all your foolish doubt. You will learn to laugh at the tears you shed, resting easy pillowed underneath your head. Every single stumble was a stepping stone, leading you to where you are not alone. Look at how the shadows turn to morning light. You will be forgiven for the endless fight. So drop the heavy burden from your tired hand. You are turning slowly into who you planned. Close the envelope and let the past depart. I am sending courage straight to your young heart.
A solitary hum cuts through the silent den. I picture us at 80 in a house of rent. You will reach for glasses that you left behind, and I will find the keys that slipped your mind. Years will turn the pages soft and slow, showing us the path we dare to go. We will sit on benches made of weathered pine, watching autumn shadows cross the garden line. No one else can know the road we chose to tread, trusting in the quiet words we left unsaid. I see us folding laundry by the radio, talking of the places that we used to know. Your hand will find mine beneath the cotton shawl, steadfast as the ivy climbing up the wall. We will sit on benches made of weathered pine, we left unsaid. Even when the evening brings a sudden chill, I know we will hold each other still. That future day will meet us just the same, when neither of us has to speak a name.
What you told me yesterday stayed in the hall, while the grandfather clock counted down to the fall. A stray thread is hanging from the corner of the rug, and the kettle left a circle where it sat on the mug. I watched the sparrow land upon the rusted iron fence, then it pecked twice at the berries gone dense. The calendar still shows the Tuesday of last week, with a grease pencil mark cutting right through the peak. Small things add up when the floorboards complain, every time a heavy truck rattles down the lane. Trust is a broom left standing by the back screen, sweeping up the dust that nobody has seen. It is the loaf of bread cut thick upon the board, with the heel saved apart like a quiet reward. Your reading glasses folded flat beside the lamp, while the evening air turns the window pane damp. The blue tin of mints rattles half on the shelf, and the milk bottle sits by itself. We do not need a sign written in the sky to know which way the chimney smoke will fly. Trust is a broom left standing by the back screen, sweeping up the dust that nobody has seen. It is the loaf of bread cut thick upon the board, with the heel saved apart like a quiet reward. I locked the front bolt just the way that you said, and turned down the quilt at the foot of the bed. The corduroy cuff brushed against my palm, a heavy green wool from 50 years back. We walk through the garden in evening calm, along the low stone where the ivy crept slack. You looked at the sky and you said it would hold, though clouds gathered dark and the wind turned cold. I held promise is frayed like the hem on a coat. You kept every word that you wrote. The buttons were bone with a polished edge. You sewed them on tight with a double back thread. We sat on the bench by the old private hedge and talked of the future with nothing to dread. The world has grown quiet, the pavement is gray, yet everything real that you promised me stays. I held to your sleeve when the avenue shook and anchored my heart to the way that you looked. When promises frayed like the hem on a coat, you kept every word that you wrote. Seasons will turn and the fabric will wear, leaving a shape in the wooden armchair. I still feel your hand on the cold winter stair, and nothing can take that away. The coat is put by in the cedar wood chest, and I know in my bones that your promise was best. I fold up the green wool and lay it to rest, believing the words you express. A painted tin sits by the telephone. It holds 5 marbles, smooth and chipped with age. I turn them round until the metal rings, a quiet sound upon a quiet stage. People talk of anchors in the gale. I'd never needed ropes to keep my soul. I held a promise in my open hand when every border shifted in the sand. You stayed beside the unpaved alley wall and let the world around us tumble and fall. The calendar still hangs from 1964. The faded numbers curl against the wall. Nobody calls to ask about the weather now. We watch the early autumn shadows fall. Some folks need a written guarantee to keep their footing on a sloping floor. I held a promise in my open hand when every border shifted in the sand. You stayed beside the unpaved alley wall and let the world around us tumble I'm settling for the night. I held a promise in my open hand when every border shifted in the sand. You stayed beside the unpaved alley wall and let the world around us tumble and fall. The marbles rest back in their metal bed. I lock the latch and turn the lamp down low. The night is quiet and the tea is warm. We have no other place we need to go. A copper bell swings hard against the glass above the baker's doorway in the rain. We watch the neighborhood slowly pass with silver pennies pressed against the pane. You said the winter never lasts too long if someone waits to share the heavy song. The floorboards creak beneath our winter shoes. The steam rises up from porcelain cups. We had so very little left to lose, except the way the evening settles up. I put my trust in how your breathing stayed through every crooked bargain that we made. When the street lamp flickers and turns blue, I lean my quiet shoulder into you. No promises were carved in heavy stone, yet neither of us ever walked alone. The simple proof is sitting right beside where 40 years of weather went to hide. Your fingers trace the rim of chipped white delf, while shadows lengthen down the corridor. You kept the better portions for yourself, then handed me the half that mattered more. I heard the neighborhood clock strike the hour and watched the petals drop from paper flowers. 'cause we do not need to look for more. The smell of boiling apples filled the narrow hall, where faded photographs of strangers hung on the wall. He walked the floorboards till they learned his steady tread, and whispered silent promises to what they read. She left her apron hanging by the heavy door, with 50 years of footsteps worn into the floor. He never doubted when the weather turned to gray. He kept a burning candle in the dark all day. He believed the anchor held when cables frayed apart. She trusted every rhythm of his steady heart. No storm could wash away the marks they carved in pine. They swore to keep the lamp lit down the lonely line. A neighbor brought a blanket when the frost came down to cover up the garden on the edge of town. He shook his head and smiled through glasses slipping low, expecting flowers soon as southern winds would blow. Seasons turn and rust the hinges on the gate. Some learn to wander and some learn to wait. He sat and watched the highway till the sun went down, and knew her footsteps sounded on the road to town. The kettle stopped its whistling on the iron stove. He held the final letter that they always wove. The kitchen shadow lengthened as the night drew in. He waited at the table where the stars begin. Beside the butter dish, and you ask me if I think the rain will hold. We are strangers sitting by the radiator's hiss, sharing stories that we never had been told. You touch the brim of your felt hat and look away, counting tiles upon the faded kitchen floor. I have walked alone since Tuesday of last May, and you haven't seen your quiet town before. Trust is a stranger who shares your dry toast, believing the words that matter the most. When the clock on the wall has nothing to say, a passing traveler keeps the dark away. We might never cross paths again when the sun starts to climb, but your simple nod gives my spirit room in the gentle quiet of this fading afternoon. Take the last biscuit before you go through that door. I will remember the stranger who shared my floor. Which way did the penny roll beneath the floorboards today, while the kettle whistled soft and blew the steam away? I sat and watched the dust motes spinning in the beam of light, hoping for an answer that would set the heavy morning right. Nothing spoke, the silence stayed, just the tea leaves in the china cup. Trust is a heavy coat we button to the chin, worn through every winter storm that tries to let us in. It holds the shape of shoulders long gone from the hall, standing firm against the papered wall. Then I remembered how you tied your shoes with double knots, leaving muddy tracks across the garden's leafy plots. You never doubted summer would return after the frost, finding every little tool we thought we'd surely lost. Time goes turning wheel by wheel, keeping secrets in the wooden floor. Trust is a heavy coat we button to the chin, worn through every winter storm that tries to let us in. It holds the shape of shoulders long gone from the hall, standing firm against the papered wall. And maybe certainty is just a bird that flies too fast, leaving only feathers from the shadows of the past. I don't need to touch the wind to know it's blowing true, just like every promise that I made and kept with you. So let the penny hide beneath the timber and the nail. We can steer the cabin through without a compass or a sail. Trust is a heavy coat we button to the chin, worn through every winter storm that tries steady heartbeat puts to rest the stormy past. We leave the door unlocked because the evening air is mild, and sleep like we were children when the world was undefiled. The weight of the chair stays heavy against the floor, while you stare at the cracks near the pantry door. You were counting the coins in a leather tin, wondering where the rough days are going to begin. There is bread going stale on the wooden board, and a promise you made that you could not afford. Your coat has a tear at the elbow seam, and you wake up afraid in the middle of a dream. Listen close to the ticking of the clock in the hall. It has seen every shadow that hits the wall. Trust the road when the gravel turns to clay. Keep your boots moving through the heavy gray. There is solid ground beneath your tired feet, even when the winter wind cuts down the street. I am writing this down from 40 winters ahead, sitting right in the spot where you wished you were dead. We survived every storm that you feared would fall, so hold on to your hat and don't doubt it all. Close the ledger and put out the reading light. Everything is going turn out right. Fold this letter and tuck it inside your coat. Keep your faith in the words that I wrote. The color of the light on the brick was slate and old. We sat upon the bench while the autumn air turned cold. You asked me if I thought the rain would ever cease to fall. I told you every drop is caught behind the garden wall. You turned your collar up against the sudden autumn breeze. A sparrow dropped its weight upon the maple overhead. We did not know each other when the clock struck 2:30, but now I find myself believing every word you said. Trust is a quiet hand that holds the wooden rail when winter carry heavy names down every narrow lane and find a kindred soul inside the falling rain. Most folks would pass us by without a nod or turn of head. They count the heavy hours and wish they stayed in bed. But you had room to spare upon your wooden park bench seat and shared your folded map with someone on the street. The traffic light ahead has turned to steady red. We walk in separate ways with hope inside our head. I keep your parting words tucked safely in my coat, as if I held the anchor of a paper boat. Who can explain why the garden gate swings when the air is dead still? I trace the grain of the butter knife and stare at the empty sill. Decades have drifted like autumn smoke, leaving me here alone, talking to shadows that wear your coat in a house that has turned to stone. People keep saying that time heals all, but time is a thief in gray, stealing the sound of your heavy tread every single day. I hold on to faith like a rusty key tucked deep in a winter coat, though the river has risen and swept away every paper boat. You whispered low when the world was wide and true, and I keep my seat at the window frame, waiting for sight of you. Dust settles slow on the photograph taken back in '63. You wore a smile that could calm the storm, looking right back at me. Now the neighbors drop by with casseroles and pity behind their eyes, as if a quiet and faithful heart is something that needs advice. They pack up the attic and clean the yard, telling me I should rest. Keeping the faith is a stubborn thing, and stubbornness dies the last. I hold on to faith like a rusty key tucked deep in a winter coat, though the river has risen and swept away every paper boat. I lean on the promise you whispered low when the world was wide and true, and I keep my seat at the window frame, waiting for sight of you. The floorboards will pop and creak just like you are crossing the floor. I turn my head in the dark of night and look at the bedroom door. Nobody comes, but the feeling stays that you are not far away. That is the anchor that keeps me here through the gray of another day. So I will sit till the evening falls and the lamp begins to glow, holding the truth in my trembling hands that only our hearts can know. The kettle is whistling softly now, and the table is set for two. 'cause I still believe in the vow I whisper across to you. The tweed of the sleeve felt heavy and warm against my bare arm on a Tuesday in spring. You buttoned the collar to keep out the storm and promised the winter had broken its sting. That rough little hem held firm to my hand when nothing else stayed in the shifting land. We walked past the bridge where the iron gate rusted. In every cold word you had spoken I trusted. The gravel was loose and the river ran deep. A promise made then is a hard thing to keep. I reached in the pocket and found what you left, a small metal button, the thread coming loose. The world had grown quiet, a little bit cleft, without any reason or bitter excuse. That rough little hem held firm to my hand when nothing else stayed in the shifting land. We walked past the bridge where the iron gate rusted. In every cold word you had spoken I trusted. The gravel was loose and the river ran deep. A promise made then is a hard thing to keep. Decades can fray like the wool on the cuff, but holding your hand was more than enough. The jacket is gone and the closet is bare, yet still I reach out for the sleeve that was there. I hold on to faith in the quiet and cold, believing the story we started of old. The copper hand points straight to 4:30. We are sitting right beside the wooden door. Your hair is silver now, just like mine. We made it safely through a long design. I see the days we planted in the ground. They grew up tall without a sudden sound. When the century turns and the porch light dims, we will sing together kept every promise we made before. The tea is cooling in the ceramic cup. We never needed luck to lift us up. We watched the neighborhood change its face, yet love remained in this exact same place. Some people doubted that we could stay through every stormy and bitter day, but time has proven that faith holds fast, and what we started was built to last. When the century turns and the porch light dims, we will sing together our favorite hymns. With your hand in mine through the closing door, we kept every promise we made before. Tick softly upon the pine, and I am glad that your life matched mine. We crossed the finish line side by side, with nothing hidden and naught to hide.